Do you dread long car rides? Every time you get in the car for more than 30 minutes, does it begin to bother your low back? Or maybe it's even a short trip to the grocery store and you start to feel that back pain come on. If so, this video is going to be great for you. Hey, I'm Dr. Putney from Wellington Family Chiropractic. And today I just want to talk about some common sense advice for back pain that seems to get worse when you're in your car, or maybe even begin to hurt down into your leg, your hamstring, your foot, your calf after you've been in the car for a while. So I'm going to give you some ideas as why car seats do this to us, but also what you can do to combat it. So if you look at the car seat, typically compared to a regular seat, it's not necessarily flat through the section that you're sitting. So what we typically see in most car seats is the portion where your butt is pushed up against the back of the seat. It's slanted a little bit up towards the knee. So what happens is the knee gets slightly elevated above the hip, and what that causes your low back to do is it's going to cause it to round. So most people don't sit up perfectly straight to begin with, but then when they get in a car seat, they're even more rounded. So they sink back down into the car seat. The knee is now elevated, the low back's flexed, and then we have outstretched legs. That can put tension on the nerves that go up into the low back or come from the low back. It tightens the muscles like the hamstrings. And this can create a lot of low back pain, especially somebody that's had recurrent low back pain or maybe pain radiating to their leg. That position where the knee's above the hip, the low back is rounded, we're loading up our lumbar spine with our body weight, can really aggravate low back pain very quickly. So a lot of times my patients complain that once they're in the car, low back pain gets worse. It's tough to stand up afterwards. Or if they're on a long road trip, we just had fall break, and they're in the car for more than a few hours, they've got to get out and move around. Otherwise, their low back pain gets worse and worse. So what can we do about fighting this position that seems to bring on low back pain? Well, there's a couple easy things you can do. One thing I'll have my patients do is take a towel and put it at the back part of the seat. And all that's going to do is it's going to level out where the hip is in relation to the knee. So hopefully, like I said, most car seats kind of lean up towards the knee. That's going to level that out, which will help upright the spine a little bit. Now that doesn't fix everything, but what I'll also have, or sometimes just have people do, is get a lumbar support. So the one you're looking at in this video is the original McKenzie lumbar roll. These are about $25 on Amazon. To me, it's the best value for lumbar supports. They last a long time. They're not fancy, but they're perfect for car seats, and you can take them anywhere. You can even use them in your seats at home. What I'll have patients do is order these, Amazon Prime, you gotta love it. They're there the next day. Wedge that down in there and scoot your butt all the way back to the back of your car seat. Now what that's gonna do is it's gonna force you to sit more upright. And from there, that puts your low back in a better position. Because again, the majority of low back pain gets worse with sustained flexion or a rounding posterior or backwards of the low back loaded up with body weight. What can you do? You can change that position. Again, you just throw the roll down in there, scoot your butt back, and now you're more upright. And what I've found for my patients that deal with low back pain when they're in the car, if they do these, easy, simple things, they'll notice their low back does not get as stiff, or when they have to get gas or take a bathroom break, when they go to get out of the car, they're not nearly as stiff, and they don't have as much pain as they're getting up out of the car. They feel like they can stand up straighter. So it's a really easy little thing you can do, but it can make a huge difference. Even if you're just commuting to work for 10 to 15 minutes a day, if you notice your low back gets really tight in your car seat, get a lumbar roll and push it down in there and put your lumbar spine in neutral position, or even a little bit of an extension, this forward bending or leaning back of the lumbar spine can make a huge difference. And see what that does for you. If you don't want to spend $25 on Amazon, that's fine. All you have to do is take a towel out of your bathroom and roll it up in a similar shape. Wedge that towel down in there and try that for a week. And if that really helps, well, then go out and buy the lumbar roll. But at least you're not out $25 if it doesn't help. So pay attention to the position of your low back when you're in your car or your truck. see if it feels like it's rounded back and you're kind of slouched. And if you're there for 5 minutes and you feel that low back starting to tighten up, you're onto something, and you need to get that spine more upright, sit tall, but it's hard to do that on your own. So it's always a good idea to either roll up a towel or put a roll behind you in your low back in your car, and that can make a huge difference either in your low back pain or that stubborn pain that comes on down the leg after you've been in that car seat for a long time. So give these things a try. They're really easy. Couple easy steps, but it can make a big difference. I hope it helps you guys out, and I'll talk to you soon.